Okay, if you were absent today, this is your warm-up. Please go ahead and take a few minutes to copy down the problems and work them through, and then come on back and we'll talk about it. All right, so go ahead and check your answers. Make sure you did everything properly. Again, if you're struggling with equations, please come in after school or before school to see me, because you cannot pass any math class ever in your high school career if you do not know how to do this. So really, really important. That's why we're spending so much time on it. All right, today's lesson is, there you go. Take a moment, fill in your table of contents, pause the video. Okay, again, pause the video, fill out your page numbers, get your objective going, and then come on back to me when you're done. So today we're going to solve equations using distribution. We did distribution last week in the first week of school. It means parentheses, distributing something through parentheses. So please take and pause the video again and write down the steps to solving with distribution. Okay, here's your first example. First thing I need to do is take care of these parentheses, because that has to go first. Distribute means that the 2 has to go to everything on the inside of the parentheses, and we're keeping in mind that this is multiplication. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Notice this positive 2 has nothing to do with those parentheses at all. So it just stays there. It's all by itself. We don't do anything to that guy. All right, so now on the left side of my equation, I've got 3 terms. I've got my 2x, and I've got my negative 6, or minus 6 plus 2. So these 2 are my like terms. Those are going to end up being combined into one thing. So I'm not going to touch this, because that one's got an x, but this negative 6 or minus 6 plus 2 is going to turn into negative 4 equals 24. All right, and then now this is just a 2-step equation where I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And that will give me 2x. When this cancels, this is going to cancel. 2x equals 28. And then finally, I divide both sides by 2, and x equals 14. Okay, pause if you need to get caught up. Okay, example 2. Similar situation. I need to take care of the parentheses. This 2 out front has nothing to do with those parentheses. So he's going to stay right there. But this minus 3, this negative 3 has to get multiplied through. So minus 3 or negative 3 times x is going to be minus 3x. Minus 3 times 2 is going to give me minus 6 equals 14. Okay, so I've got some cleaning up to do over the side. I've got some like terms right here. 2 minus 6 is going to be negative 4. Minus 3x equals 14. Then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. That will leave me with a negative 3x on this side equals 18. And then, of course, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3 to get the x by itself. So x is going to equal negative 6. Okay, example 3. 3x minus 4x plus equals 28. So this time I'm not seeing a number out in front of my parentheses. So of course I'm going to slip a little 1 in there because there's a negative 1 out front. So Same principle. The -1 with the parentheses has nothing to do with this 3x, so I'm going to leave the 3x alone by itself. But now I have to distribute that through. That'll give me -4x minus 7, because -1 times +7 is -7 equals 28. All right, I have some like terms. I've got 3x and -4x, which is going to give me -1x minus 7 equals 28. And then I've got to move the get rid of the 7 on the right side. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. That will give me -1x equals 35. And of course I'll divide by -1. So x is going to be equal to -35. All right, so this one's just a little bit different because I have the number on the left side of the equal sign instead of on the right side. So if you're like me and you don't like that particular situation, here's something you can do. But first I'm going to explain something before I do it so you can understand. Full expression like 4 plus 2, which is 6, equal to 5 plus 1, which is also 6. Okay, so does it matter if I make these guys switch places? For example, if I put the 5 plus 1 first and the 4 plus 2 second, they're still equal. They both equal 6, so I can switch them around. I can put it on one side of the equal sign and put it on the other and make the other side to the opposite. So I'm going to do that here because I personally like to have my x's on the left. So instead of having it 25 equals, I'm going to put equals 25 on this side, and I'm just going to cross this up. I don't need that right now. I'm going to do that. All right. So now this is a little bit more user friendly to me. So I'm going to go ahead and solve it just like I did before. I'm going to slip my little 1 in here, and this is going to be -4x. Minus 2x minus 5 equals 25. All right, combining my like terms of -4x and -2x is going to give me -6x minus 5 equals 25. -6x is going to equal 30 because I have to add 5 to both sides to make the 5 go away over here. And then, of course, I'm going to divide both sides by -6. So x is going to be equal to -5. All right, that concludes the video for today. I hope we see you tomorrow, and have a nice night.